Yeah, so today our very vital topic is on preparation for your first married sex.
Yes, emphasis on married because this is a Christian channel. So if you're not married, excuse us. So this is actually for those who are preparing to get married within the next few weeks, months, And I hope that you're doing research, you're preparing, and that's why you came across this video, right? Because I find that, in fact, the reason why this video became imperative for us is that I watched a video of a young girl who, talked about issues that they had before they got married. And basically, my understanding from that video was that they had absolutely no information.
Yeah.
And it was very surprising to
Lack of
me in
knowledge.
this information overload age that somebody would go into something like that. Both of them were virgins, and there were no
prepared.
Yeah, no information,
Unharmed
nothing.
with information.
And they just got into find out some things that I was like, this is psychology 101.
Yeah.
Like, really. Or even secondary school.
It's pathetic.
Yeah, so it really brought out this idea that, you know what, why don't we do a video to let people know these are some of the basic things they can do to prepare ahead, right? So I'm hoping that you're one of those people went online to look for information, wholesome, advice, not fake, stupid advice that people give out there that are completely unreal and impractical, yes, or are downright wrong. Yeah. I'm not in that WhatsApp group. So basically, to let you know, these are some of the things you can do for your first time together as a couple.
So grab your popcorn. We didn't need popcorn. Grab your popcorn and your drink.
Let's go. All right. First on the list is read. Yes, read. People of God. Read.
It's inside book. It's not inside movie. It's inside book.
Trust me, Hollywood is not telling you the right thing.
They are just selling market.
Oh, busy meals and books. They say have meals and books. I don't know if they do have all this.
I believe they will have some variation of it, right?
Read, guys. And as Christians, we have Christian literature that will help you, that can help you. We have Act of Marriage. Yeah, by Tima and Beverly LaHaye. Yeah. We have Intended for Pleasure by Ed With and his wife as well.
Yes.
These are just some of the books, so I'm not going to name everything for you, but I'm sure that if you go to a Christian bookshop, you'll be able to find some books, that's useful. And trust me, they were very helpful to us. So I'm not just telling you something somebody told me. I'm telling you something that we applied. Yes, before a few weeks because I understand that people just spend weeks to their marriage, a month, going around buying a shwebi, biggest cake, do traditional, do all sorts of things, and they don't prepare for the time after the wedding.
90% of the unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
And 0% of the necessary.
All the necessary.
We'll drop list of books. We'll try to drop list of books
in the description.
Okay. And also, you check our seller so that you get our book. Grab our books also.
Yeah,
grab our
very
books.
helpful.
Grab the books of our mentor, Dr. Kingsley Okonkwo and Asomiri Okonkwo. Grab their books and
read up, guys.
Yourself.
Yeah, read up. It's very important too.
And for those, so I understand, right, that there are some people that grew up just like me. They weren't really exposed to books. They don't like books, and now that they are now grown up, how can you go around it? Find audiobooks. If you can't find audiobooks, make it interactive with whoever you're getting married to, either he or she. Get them to audio, convert it to audio for you. Let them read it. If you guys are far apart, read it into audio, you listen to it. Or you go somewhere together and
wait,
read
you see that
together.
You see that you don't know how to read, that you want to do it. See, even if you've not read any books,
maybe they are audio visual learners.
Wait. Even if you've not read a book, see, I want to speak Anambra English. If you've not read a book since you left university, this one
is you must read this one. This one is for life. University was how many years? 5 years? 4 years? This one is life, man. And there are lots of curve balls. And the very first beginning is this first marriage sex. The moment is that some people start getting wrong from there. Some people start
they get it wrong before they even know
some people
they don't do anything about getting the right information, so they just proceed.
Some people infidelity starts from this first marriage sex. Some people infection starts. Some people divorce starts.
See, we've seen all sorts.
All sorts.
And our advice to you is that you should get information. Get it from the right source. Get it from a healthy Christian source. Don't get it from your friends.
Yeah.
Especially men. Don't get it from your friends.
Come on, that's man, that's cold.
So get information, read up. I would say that when you get married, before the first few nights, you can read the books together. Because sometimes some people tell you they don't have time before the wedding, so they didn't read because they didn't have time. Then now you're married, you will read. The first 2 or 3 nights, you can be reading. Maybe you did not have time before the wedding. You were busy baking big cake and spending money that nobody asked you to spend. Now, sit down for the first 2-3 nights, read through those books, and actually get information that you need.
Quality
Amen.
information. Let's say it one more time so I don't understand. Read. And to the second point is to talk about it. So now you've read, you will definitely have questions. I can assure you. There are some things that will seem really weird and out of place to you. There are some you really don't understand. There are some you need to now go into the practical and say, oh, they told me about the difference between the labial water view or clitoral water view. Let me see what it looks like. They told me about this, you're learning in, so you can talk about it. They said this thing is like this. And you also have variation also in ladies. It's not one size fits all.
Yeah.
So there are some ladies that would be more tend towards whatever is talked in that book or what's not talked about than what is talked about. So you want to ask your wife, what do you feel about this? What is your own personal experience or inclination as concerns this particular thing? And then from there you can understand better. You are learning her. You are not really learning the book. The book is guiding you, but you are learning her. So talk about it. When you go out, that should be what you are talking about. At least few weeks towards your wedding, I'd expect that you can start reading the books that really goes deep into how your first marriage sex should be. And then you can start talking about what you're finding out there.
You can discuss. I think it's very important to discuss because it's I mean, when you are preparing to get married, I expect that you guys gotta talk about where you live, number of children and all that. I think it's also something worth talking about. And like we said, few weeks to the wedding, you can read the book and talk about 1 or 2 things that are not too extreme anyway. And I would advise that, of course, when you're doing that, you should do that in a public space. Not that you now enter the bedroom and say, we're discussing the book.
Brother Theophilo's room.
No, that's
not even in his living room.
That's not what we asked you, please.
Don't mention my name.
So what we're simply saying is, talk about it, share knowledge, what do you think? And at that point, I would expect you to, both of you, to agree between each other that, this will not happen on the first night. Maybe not even on the second night, probably on the third night, because you'd have had the opportunity to read the book together. Maybe highlight particular places you want both of you to look at together. Even look at diagrams that will probably be in the book and all that, and then that way both of you are on the same page. And you are already building your, let's say, patience or your wherewithal to be able to hold on for the first 2 or 3 nights. And please, it's very important. Don't say, you people are not being realistic. See, it's good when people that have gone ahead tell you. That's the best thing. Because if we don't tell you and you make a mistake, then we're going to all come and learn from your mistake when you come for counseling. So your best bet is listen to the people that have gone ahead of you and prepare your mind. It is possible. And I always tell couples, you have the rest of your life, how many years after that to fine-tune anything that was not too okay, you get. So don't expect that first day or first time is going to be perfect. But you can, as much as possible, make it as comfortable as possible, right? So just plan towards making it as comfortable as possible with the idea and mindset that you're still going to grow and get better and do it better later. I mean, you have a lot of years to get to that point. So there is no rush at all. Do not allow anybody rush you in. Sometimes I find that happens a lot where maybe one person is a virgin, the other person is not a virgin, and the other person is trying to, no, let's do that. I've been waiting since because of you. I waited that. No, please, it's not. There's nothing like that.
It's not worth it.
You're not going to die the next day. So why do you want to do it today? So talk about it before the wedding and even after the wedding, and make sure that you guys are both in the same space. Okay.
And to the third point, talks about talk to
A
counselor. I'd expect that before you get married, you should enroll for some sort of premarital counseling.
Yeah.
Brother of God, I know you're very smart, you've been going to church, but it's not that head knowledge you need. It's not the one you've been hearing in church you need for marriage. It's a different school.
Something customized to you, right?
Yeah, there are several. Customization is even an advanced level of what we're talking about, right? What we're even talking about is there are several Christians that get married from several Muslims, several religious people, if I can cap it, right? There are several people that have fallen into different issues because of lack of knowledge. You want to gather that knowledge, and most especially you want to find counselors such as our own practice, singles and spouses consult, link in the background, right? Where you can get customized counseling, where they will learn you, they will find out where you're coming from, where you are, what's your content and character, and be able to advise you based on that, which will definitely help you. So you're not getting one broad general idea. You're getting an idea customized to your life. Yeah.
Yes, and I think that counseling too is also important that you get people that are skilled and knowledgeable. Not all that will come and give you native wisdom. Or one old woman in your church that they sent you people to, and you people are just marking attendance. What she's saying is entering here, coming out from the other place. Or you don't even believe it. Or it's not relatable, or you don't even believe it because you feel she's an old woman. What does she really, really know? And at the end of the day, you go and suffer for it.
And trust me, if we're saying this, we've experienced it though. We've seen people that gave that exact point.
Yeah.
Being sent to an old lady.
Yeah, so
no balanced idea from a man and a woman, just old lady is just tell you anytime your husband asks for sex, all sorts of weird.
And I think the reason why is because people don't want to invest in a proper
seasoned
counselor. Yeah, I know. Yes, the church does free one for you because you're getting married there. But if you know and you're truthful to yourself, you can tell that this person doesn't really have what I want. This person will not be able to advise me the way I want. This person will not be able to tell me the truths that I want, practical truths. Then invest your money. You see that money you want to go and use to do ashwebi, or do you want to go and use to do unnecessary things, or you want you to wear 3 different outfits. You can donate one and use it to do counseling that will help you.
And even if you are not materialistic, right? You're not materialistic, you don't have so much money to spend. You don't want to now spend multiples of that money in divorce session.
Or even now running to a counselor after.
Do you understand?
Or running after.
You don't want to spend it after.
Why not? Prevention is always better.
Arm yourself now with knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So talk to a counselor. All right. Number 4 points is that you should get protection. And the reason why I say that is that I find that a lot of couples who come to us say that, okay, we didn't want to get pregnant, we wanted to wait, we wanted to spend some time getting to know each other first. But the funny thing is that it doesn't take plenty doings to get pregnancy. Just one time is enough. So your best bet is to, before you get married, think about what kind of protection should we use to ensure that this is our plan, it works out. So that's just something I felt I should bring up, because if you are anxious and tense because you're afraid that you're going to get pregnant, it will also affect your preparation. So it's good for you to make inquiries and find out what can we do to ensure that, okay, we are not thinking of pregnancy, this is what we want to do the first few times, or depending on how long you guys intend to wait. Yeah. So I think that discussion should be had even before you get married, so that you don't have surprises.
And it should be one of your finishing discussion topics, right? Maybe a few weeks to the wedding, should be discussing, okay, what kind of family planning. She said protection.
Yeah, family
It
planning.
also means family planning. What kind of family planning do you love to use? There are all sorts. You can learn about them when it's time.
Yeah.
And then find out, go to a medical specialist and find out, okay, what are the odds, what are the disadvantages and advantages of each, and make a choice together, prayerfully.
Yes.
That okay, my wife will use this and there won't be any issue, there won't be any hormonal imbalance and all that, change of body size and all that. And then use it so that when you have your first marriage sex, you are relaxed and there's no tension. Uncle is not thinking, hope I'll not go and score a goal when I just only want to hit the bar,
Yes,
and auntie is not worried also.
And I think it's good, at least for the first few months when you're still getting to know each other. I think it's important that should not come in, to be an issue, something to be bothered about. But if at the time that wants to get pregnant on wedding night, please
you don't need
go
this,
right ahead.
Right? But in our counseling session, for example, you get to see how huge the benefits of waiting and learning each other can be, especially in the marriage. Yeah. So.
Okay.
So I'll to add to that, I'd just like to talk about the word that I was trying to avoid before, but you need it, so I can avoid it. Stretching. So stretching of the hymen is something that helps. It helps reduce the pain for your bride. Uncle, are you listening to me? Come closer. It helps you to reduce the kind of pain she will feel, especially if you're married to someone who is either virgin or hasn't been sexually active for a long time. You understand? So you want to find out. You can learn about it. It's a simple procedure. You get your lubricant, use your 2 fingers, and you do the proper stretching. This can be done the first 3 nights after your wedding. Spend quality time, and you're still having fun together. You're gisting, you're laughing, it's funny, you might have a funny feeling, but at the end of the day, you achieve reducing whatever tension that might be on that particular tissue. And when it's time for it to penetrate, it's easier.
Yeah, I think that's part of the activities you should do within the first few days while you're still reading, preparing, and all that. Yes, I think it's important that and then please get lubricant too, because some people will tell me that you are not oil.
No Vaseline, no saliva.
Some people is
avoid infection.
Which one you are not oil now? Please, guys, get lubricant, water-based, lubricant and all that. Very important. Very important.
We recommend KY Gel. They don't start paying us money. Very soon they will. But that is, they call it water-based lubricant.
Yeah.
Don't go and get some fancy oil-based lubricant. You're just
end up causing
problem to yourself.
Yes.
And I believe that will help. Yeah. Just to finalize, I'd like to talk about the mention of issues.
So issues people might experience. I understand that
vaginismus is like more or less like paramount, kind of trickishly 1 in 4 is high.
Well,
ladies.
So guys, definitely there are some people who would have some issues, and we listed 2 here that are quite a bit more common. That's dyspareunia, and vaginismus. So please try to look these things up, try to research on them. Vaginismus, for me, I feel like it's more psychological than physical, right? So get help, do some form of therapy if you need to, but just understand that it's not your bride trying to punish you, trying to stop you from doing what you've been planning to do. Yes, because these things are real. And I understand that a lot of people who have maybe been sexually molested or raped and all of that might have a tendency to.
I think we should do a video on these things.
Well, the truth is, we're not sexologists or experts and all that, but because of the fact that people would say they don't know these things that are like Psych 101. That's the reason why we're mentioning them. So it will be, on you to go and do your research and probably speak to a sex expert. Maybe we'll bring a sex expert and talk about it. Maybe that's what we will do, so that at least you are sure getting the right information. Because I don't want to come and tell you something I don't have like 99% knowledge about, right? So but just be aware of these things so that it doesn't cause fight. Because some people, it causes issues. Yes, and the man will say, I'm not doing again, that she's not allowing me, she's weak, she has
remember the young man that
she has a spirit husband.
Remember the young man that told why after they eventually overcame this issue, he said this was, I think this was like after a year or
plus,
something.
yes.
I said that he just became a married man.
And that's because that one even maybe has God. Imagine the person that does not have God.
He would have gone.
Would have just gone. You know, so a lot of things. This is pretty common. So please don't be caught and be a victim after watching this, right?
Yeah. We are very, very hopeful that this has blessed you.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to share with all the people in your circles that you know it will be useful for. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click the subscription button, and we will see you in the next
Video.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.